the 4-hour price chart for Apple Incorporated, stock ticker AAPL. So as we can see here, we do have a bit of a negative start to this trading session. We do need to keep in mind the fact that there is going to be a major earnings release that's reported after the bell today. So we're in a very critical time frame here for anyone that's trading Apple or considering to trade Apple at the moment. So in this video, we will be looking at some of the market's earnings expectations for this number. We will also be looking at some specific price levels that can be used to trade the stock here going forward. So in particular, we do have to mention the fact that these earnings results are going to be critically important because we have seen several earnings reports already this week from the technology sector. Specifically, we have seen numbers from Microsoft, Google, and Meta Platforms was last night. Also, AMD, Qualcomm has also reported earnings. So there's a large number of earnings releases that will be made public this week. So this is going to determine trend direction here going forward, and it's arguably the most important trading week of the entire year. Sort of a sleeper period here. I think many people might be not really paying attention to this, but there's a lot of important earnings figures that are being released here near term. So currently, we can see that prices did sort of open higher a bit today, but we've already given back a lot of those gains here. Currently, we're looking at lows of this would be lows of 224.48, and then highs of that would be the high. The high would be 224.48, and then the low would be 220.37 thus far. So as we can see here, we have sort of broken out of a sideways trading range here. And we can take a bit of a closer look here at that trading range on the hourly chart. So specifically, if we're going to define, the upper and lower ends of this prior trading range, we would have to be looking at 220.70 to the top side, and then roughly 214.80 to the downside. We have since broken above the exponential moving average cluster, so this is a bit of a bullish event here. But if we do see negative earnings release figures here at the end of the trading session today, it is quite possible that we fall back inside of this trading range. So currently, we should look at the overall market expectations here for the third quarter figure. The current expectation for revenue comes in at $84.44 billion. This would be a slight improvement based on the figures from the prior year, the year ago period, which came in at 81.8 billion. But it would be a bit of a decline relative to the Q2 numbers, 2024, which came in at 90.75 billion. The diluted earnings per share figure is expected to come in at $1.35, which is an improvement from the year ago figure at 126 per share. But again, this is a decline from the prior quarter, Q2 quarter, which came in at $1.53 per share. And then finally, the net income figure is expected to come in at $20.66 billion, which is roughly $1 billion improvement from the Q3 2023 numbers of 19.88 billion. But this is a bit of a decline here relative to the Q2 2024 numbers, which came in at 23.64 billion. So overall here, we can see that, on a shorter term basis, the market is expecting a bit of a decline, but not relative to the longer term figure, which is expected to show some growth for this period. So if we do see, some better numbers here, given the fact that, we are looking at the expectations calling for some sort of near term declines here, this does make it a bit easier for the stock to report a favorable earnings figure. Sort of lower expectations do make it a bit easier for the stock to outperform. So if we did see a positive number here, the next level that we would be watching to the top side would come in at 225.20, which would really be this high from the July 24 trading period. And then from there, we would really be looking at potential gains to roughly 227.80, which would be the July 22nd trading figure. So there is a bit of resistance here overhead. We are currently above the exponential moving averages, although we're starting to fall back into that moving average cluster, as you can see here. if we sort of drill into this chart. So, these are the hourly exponential moving averages, and that does mean they're a bit more important than EMA's exponential moving averages that are on shorter term time frames. Currently, if we did see some disappointing figures here, that could be a bit of an extended disappointment given the fact that market expectations were already low. So if we confirm that bias and even disappoint to the downside, I would definitely expect to fall back within this sideways trading range. We could have a lot of these, a lot of the downtrend here in terms of earnings and revenue already priced into the market. So we could see, a bit of a subdued decline here. But if we do see negative numbers here, and if we do fall back into this trading range below the exponential moving averages, I would expect to see this 215 level retested again. Sort of depending on how the rest of the market performs here. We do have the Amazon earning figures tonight as well. So if we do see some positives there, it is possible that the broader market could still be supported. Because we did see, sort of we saw a little bit of a mixed picture here overall, because we did see some weakness in the Microsoft figure for the Azure cloud segment. Although the revenue and the earnings per share figure were higher for Microsoft. So this is largely, how we trade into the end of the week here is largely going to depend on these figures from Apple and Amazon, because the numbers from Meta Platforms last night were fairly good. We did see some strength in that number. So, there have, on balance here, I would say that there have been more positives than negatives. And this could start to support these stocks into the end of the week. But obviously, Apple and Amazon are major numbers. This will tell us a lot about the strength of the consumer, whether or not people are able to continue buying, $1,400 iPhones and things like that. Another major number is going to be the figures out of China, which will, have been under a lot of scrutiny recently. We're seeing a lot of sort of economic patriotism coming out of China, where people are more reluctant to buy Apple products, and there have been weaknesses in Apple's earnings and revenue figures coming out of China. So that is going to definitely be a major headline here going forward. So these are the current levels to watch, and these are the current earnings figures to watch for Apple Incorporated, stock ticker AAPL. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.